Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. You made it through the week, so congratulations on that. My name is Sebastian, and I am the person behind the European Campaign Playbook. I am recording this session one day before it should be happening, just for some personal medical reasons. But the idea is that today, what we are going to do is what we promised. We are going to launch one campaign on a topic that people have chosen in less than 1 hour. And we are doing this to demonstrate that the power and the potential of the combination of artificial intelligence tools and other political technology tools with, of course, the knowledge of a professional. This is actually a sneak peek of what we are going to do properly with one whole day in Brussels next week. So you want to be part of this workshop next week in Brussels, then you know what to do. You just go to my.campaignplaybook.eu and you start the campaignPro experience that will give you guaranteed access to next week's training, to a boot camp that is going to be 1 month long on data-driven campaigns, and pretty much and everything we do in the community for 1 year. So let's get started. The idea was, and the challenge that we posed to our community is that we were going to launch a campaign on a topic that they chose. The most popular one was making the EU neighborhood car-free. And no one is thinking about the MEPs who need their private car service to go to different places, to interviews, important places. But this is the voice of the people, and we're gonna implement this. How we're gonna do this? We're gonna be using a few tools. We're gonna be using my beloved ChatGPT, and also we are gonna be using nationbuilder. They already know that I'm around. Nationbuilder is a really cool software. It's actually the software that we use at the European Campaign Playbook to grow our community, and it's used by very successful movements and campaigns around the globe. So you're gonna see why, because it is a software that really allows you to start a campaign in 1 hour, as you will see. And let's get started. Let's not waste more time. The first thing we are going to do is we're gonna start our ChatGPT, and we're gonna say, okay, we need you to be a communication officers of, for example, let's say EU car or EU bubble car free, or car free EU bubble, for example. That's going to be the name of our campaign. Your job is to create an impactful campaign. Then we're going to we are going to conduct research. Of course, we cannot do research about an organization that doesn't exist. But I think what I'm going to say, the first step is to conduct research on the organization, on, let's say, on how this organization, this newly created organization would look like, okay? For example. And then, yeah, a brief introduction, the mission, the values, etc. Okay, let's go. This is gonna already give us it's gonna give us an idea of the exactly car-free EU bubble. So if this organization were to exist, it would be citizen-led, pushing for a car-free, people-centered European quartier in Brussels. And that is great. That is exactly what we need. What we are going to do, we're gonna let it finish. And whilst it's doing that, I have already done this. I have already gone ahead in parallel, and I have customized my ChatGPT using retrieval augmented generation features. Like, in other words, I'm telling already who I am, how this ChatGPT should be oriented, should be, what are the traits, what they, and what else, and what should prioritize in terms of the interest, in terms of what I'm trying to get out of it. And of course, I want to use all the tools. Right, we have a campaign. This is great. Let's continue. Let's continue. And we all know that a good campaign, we need a why. We need a why. And what we're going to do is following this script that, by the way, you can have it as well, is we're going to create a campaign, car-free EU bubble, car-free EU bubble. We are going to try to think about what is our why, what is our, and we're going to tap into powerful theories. My favorite is Marshall Gant's theory of public narratives, but we're also going to start using storytelling elements, like, for example, the hero journey from Joseph Campbell. This is a classic. Of course, again, whilst we get this response, I am telling everyone who does our trainings is that you need to know these frameworks and you need to know how to apply these frameworks, have experience so that these tools can help you. Can these tools help you orient? If you didn't know about the framework or you didn't know about it, can these tools be used for educating you? For sure. But these tools will not replace a seasoned senior campaign professional, right? So already we have turned our cause into a movement, which is exactly what we need to do. And we have like the different moments of the storytelling, hero journey by Joseph Campbell, the fight, the innovation, perfect. Let's say that we are happy with all this. What I am really think I'm gonna be missing is an emotional connection with my audience. So I'm gonna ask exactly that. And I also gonna say that I want to be data-driven. I want to present facts from reputable sources that, of course, are not older than 2022. And already we have this going on. We have already what I had before, our hero journey, but now it's going to be backed with data. Of course, if you have been using these tools for some time, you know that you need to double check everything. But let's assume for the purpose of this demo that this is actually something that we can use. And because I want to launch a campaign, I don't want this to be internal material for me. I want to make sure that I can put this on a website. I'm asking exactly that. I'm asking my ChatGPT to turn all this into a format that is easy to, that is highly readable, action-oriented for the people who are on our website. And here we go. We already have a new language that is going to be shorter, it's going to be catchier, it's going to be the type of content that you would expect on a website. Okay. All right. We have the why, but let's think about the who. Let's think about the who, because I don't think you can create a website, you cannot create a campaign without thinking who are the people that you need to convince. And even though you think you have a good idea, I think it is important that we do this research part, and tools like ChatGPT can really, really help us understand our audience better, right? We're almost there. This is the call to action to join events, raise your voices. Perfect. This is perfect. Not ready for the website, but it's going to be close enough. The next thing we're going to do is to do our stakeholder tuition analysis. I love doing this because, in Brussels, there are many different stakeholders engaging in different issues. For some issues, a stakeholder is an ally. For another issue, that same stakeholder can be an adversary. So I always like to have something like this presented, and I say, okay, of course, we are talking about mobility. So the Brussels capital region, the transport system, of the federal public service mobility, etc. But I am missing something here. I am missing something about the MEPs that I am pretty sure they are not going to be happy about this. So I want to make sure that these MEPs, I take them into account in my strategy. So I will say thanks, but I am missing members of European Parliament who have a private car service to take them from and to the European Parliament building, and they will be affected by this and probably not happy. Please add this in the stakeholder mapping. Okay, so of course I've given them context, and of course that I know that because we all live in Brussels. So I've worked in the European Parliament in the past. I know that this can be a problem, and they can be, they need to be an audience that need to be involved in a positive way, right? So the next thing that I'm going to do whilst the ChatGPT updates my table, let's assume that this table is the absolute final stakeholder table, although we know that that there are things here that could be improved. I don't know, is there a directorate on DigiMove? Never heard. Yeah, okay. Yeah, mobility and transport. Okay, perfect. Never heard of it, but indeed it exists. Now, I'm going to start creating user personas. I'm going to say user personas help communication professionals visualize our target audience. And so, for example, they are fictional. But we can say the attributes are, if you're in Brussels, you're going to be between 23 to 65. You're going to be urban and high education degree. Let's see. Otherwise, you wouldn't be working in the Brussels bubble. High education, high degree, or high education. Highly educated. And what are they going to care? They're going to care about mobility, about health, and transport. Okay, and sorry, not transport, sustainability. And then what I'm saying, I'm asking and defining how I want my user personas. Can ChatGPT tell you how to do a good user persona mapping? Yes, of course. But since this is the way that I always like it. I like to have a description. I like to start thinking about the channels, and I already start saying, okay, if I had a message, for that specific persona, what would that be? There is something here that you will realize. We have Alex, Sophie, and Mark. They are names definitely not from people from ethnic minorities, migrant backgrounds, etc. In other words, these systems are really bad at representing how diverse our society is, and will always overrepresent the data that actually has been trained on, which is biased. So bias in, bias out. It is important that you always, and we will tackle this during the training, that you are aware of the biases, and because these systems, they are incredibly biased. So of course, they are not going to think of the refugees, people with refugee background, or even immigrant background who work in the EU bubble and might have different behaviors, right? So now we have Fatima, perfect, and I am missing someone else. Maybe I am missing, thanks, I am missing my beloved MEP as a user persona. Unless perfect. No, I think we didn't have that. And of course, what's going to happen now is we're going to be having we're going to have the table updated. Perfect. Let's continue. The next thing that we are also going to touch upon during the workshop is this idea that you need to turn successful movements. They don't fight for their cause following a top-down approach or saying, I need to be the one doing everything. But on the contrary, let's see what's happening here. These successful movements, what they do is they create themselves as a platform for others who share the same values and objectives to come together and achieve objectives and achieve goals that are shared and make sustainable change. So this is why one of the key methodologies or the key frameworks is the so-called ladder of engagement. The ladder of engagement is pretty much you need to think about the actions that supporters and people are taking in your community, why, and then what is going to be next for them. And ideally, because societal change is a never-ending task, there should always be, always be something for these people to do. And this is why I have created a lot of engagement, very basic, that goes from signing up on the website. Then that means if you sign up, it means that I want you to come to an event. After the event, I want you to volunteer, to sign up to volunteer, but I want you to show up and take actual action. And then I also want you to give some money to our movement. And this is a very basic, and of course, once you've done that, then the work continues. If you have created this path, then it means that maybe once someone completes this path, that person can be assigned and can be tasked with helping other people go through this task or go through this path. And this is how movements grow, organically. Perfect. So we have this, we're having our level of engagement. And in the meantime, I want to show you how easy it is to create, let me see, they want this. Okay, thank you for the survey. Sorry for this, but it's just, we're doing this live and I need to do this. Okay, so these systems, system like nationbuilder, and this is a website that I just created. Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, it's really helpful. It's really helpful, everything they do, but they think I am new and I've been here for a while. So very helpful. So kudos to the team because they are making this easier to use. So what I have done is I have built a path. I call it new from passive to leaders. And basically what I'm doing is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be able to see everyone who is engaging with me at which step they are, and I'm going to be able to move them rightwards or upwards. So for example, this is myself. I just created this website. You just go to Nation Builder, start the free trial, and that's it. And then you can move people, you can design this path, and then you can move people. And the idea is that when they complete this path, you have something else prepared for them. All right? Perfect. You will get, everyone getting in our workshop will get this whole workbook where it explains, it's going to explain step by step how to do everything. I'm doing it quickly for the purpose of this demo, but we're going to have one full day. The next thing that I'm going to do is I want to be able to understand this topic at in depth. So what I'm going to do is I am going to use the deep research function that ChatGPT has. This is a really cool innovation. It is, let's say, it is a hybrid system that combines that. What it's trying to do is to do retrieval augmented generation. The first thing actually that it does is, before responding to me, it's gonna ask more questions to me to make sure that the answer is gonna be good. And once they have the answer, it's gonna take a long time, longer than usual, to give me a response. And we're gonna see how it works. So let's say mobility and sustainability in the EU, in the Brussels neighborhood, where the EU institutions are. Okay. So again, this is the same chat, but now it's like, okay, I now understand better what you want. This is what I'm going to do. So it's going to propose to you what are the different steps that they are going to take in order to do this research. Of course, I've given them like a lot of input already, and we're going to let this work a little bit. Okay, this is going to take a while. And it is a feature that I think is going to stay with us, and it's gonna be even more, it's going to be even more, useful in the future. Right. While this issue think, what I did is I already in the website, I'm going to show you how we have the people database, and then here we can see my information, whether if my email, my phone number. I can even have like a 360-degree view of everything that person does, and this is like at individual level. And that is the people database. We will look into this. The website is also really cool because you have themes that are like ready to go pretty much. And in those themes, for example, you have templates. And I chose, for example, the template momentum. And in that template momentum, you have already a number of websites, a number of pages that you just need to fill in. Like really, you just go to the about page, you go to content, and then you fill the content, right? And you can also decide what are the images that you are gonna be using, etc. And all that is something that, of course, I have done a little bit in advance, but very easily, as soon as I get some text, final text for the website from Nation Builder, then I'm gonna be able to fill those websites. We have the about page, we have the volunteer page already filled, and then this page is already ready for people to take action. And there is also a welcome event already planned for April the 11th, and there is information about the welcome event, etc. So that's great. In the meantime, ChatGPT keeps doing a very, very intense and deep research on the issue that I propose. And the interesting thing is that you can see it's very transparent in the sense of the activity. So it says, first, I'm going to start looking at this. Then I'm thinking of narrowing the search terms for this because this is going to streamline my search and save time. Perfect. I'm looking at this website. I'm doing a series of things, right? I found something here, clicking on Euronews article. So they are now checking at Euronews and seeing and trying to retrieve as much information as you can. And then the sources, you can see the sources that people are, or that this bot is looking at. So it's very transparent. This is something that I'm growing more and more fond of. And it's really cool. It's really cool. So what I have done a little bit in advance is that you're going to see the result of this, but I already went ahead and what I did further is to say, okay, out of this research, which is great, it's amazing research, what I'm going to do, I want you to research from that research to pull out the most surprising, urgent, or underreported insights. Because of course, we don't want to bore anyone down with a lot of facts. We want to report or to surprise people, to encourage them to care about this and take action. And then, of course, we are going to test the narrative. And by doing that, I will be able to generate very, very powerful messages and framing. And because I am like pushing my ChatGPT to do, to think about all these things and then give me the text that then I used for the about page and for the rest of the pages. This is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. Again, this is all step by step, documented for people, for people who have never used Nation Builder in the past, to actually go step by step. It's going to be very easy. And just for you to know that we will give you access to a free sandbox of Nation Builder. You don't need to pay for it. You should, though, bring your own ChatGPT paid version, the one that you pay $20 a month, which is the best. The best that I have, the best subscription that I have. all right, it's taking its time, but it keeps thinking, right? So it's not a problem of my connection is actually it's looking for different sources. It's looking for things in different languages. I mean, it's amazing, right? What are we going to be doing next? What we're going to be doing next is we're going to start thinking about products. All right, we're going to start thinking about like further. We're going to think also about personalization. For example, people who sign up to an event. For example, let's go to the events page. Let's go, for example, it's gonna be calendar. And when people sign up to our welcome event, let's remove this from here. When people sign up to our welcome event, we want people to get an auto response email. And this is also something really cool that Nation Builder allows you to do. What we're going to do, we're going to set this up as well, because those emails, they are very, very important for reminding people that they sign up to it. And even you can you can introduce your personalization here. You sign up to an event and then you get an email, auto response email that is pretty much, it's like, why am I doing this? Or that they say, why am I receiving this? I'm not getting any extra information. Nation Builders allows you to create those emails. And then we're gonna, as soon as this is done, we're gonna take a look at that very quickly. More things we're going to do. We're going to create images for our social media post. The image, and then what we're going to do in the course is we're gonna augment these images by using Runway. Runway, I think you just pay $10, 10 euros or $10 a month, or 100 1 year. And you are able to, or what I love about it is that you are able to animate images. So you put an image that you have created. For example, I created one from, let's see if it charge, if it is brought up. But you just take images, and then with a simple prompt, you convert that image into a video. We all know on social media these days, it is important that you have video content. And this is taking very long. Okay, this can be the ruin of this challenge of doing this campaign under 1 hour, but I think we're nearly there. So we're going to use this tool. Like I said, it's Runway, it's very easy to use. I, for example, started, let me see here. I, for example, started animating this image that I produced using ChatGPT. And then I said, for example, animate this image, make people, animate this ear, make it look like a vibrant city center with people moving in all directions, for example. All right. So of course we have like this. Very quickly, we will get an image that is going to be animated. And sometimes the results are good, sometimes they are not. What we're going to do later is, so I have to jump ahead. What we're going to do later is we're going to use Canva. We're going to use the combination of Canva and ChatGPT to create a social media campaign to raise awareness, right? So what I did is I uploaded an image, and then what I did in a few steps that I will show it to you, I created headlines. Based on my research and based on everything the campaign knows about me. And I created 50 designs with a main message. Of course, there are things missing, like a logo. We will get into that, but during the workshop. But this is already, this is like one image that you even from Canva very easily go and schedule. You can schedule one per day, and that's already, in this case, 50 days of social media content. And the only thing that you need to do is to use a tool that we will see in a second that is called bulk create. And so you will need to upload the data here that ChatGPT creates for you, and then simply map that data to this text. And boom, you have, in a matter of minutes, you have already a campaign, you have social media visuals. We can also replace this by a video. So for example, if the video is done, or when the video is done, let's see how it is. Okay, so we see like very weird things. For example, the bus like runs over a person, eats the car. Like this is like very weird. Okay, we're gonna fix that. But just for you to know that those tools are not perfect, my recommendation is always to not have many elements. In fact, the elements that for us work the best is when it's like one single visual element. And then in our case, is the Lego figures. And then, and then you make those elements move, right? So we're gonna try to do that if we have the time. Today is like it's taking especially long, probably, and it's trying to do a really thorough work. It's looking at Politico, it's looking at so many places, and that's cool. That's gonna be cool, okay? So just for you to say that we've been together for like maybe over 30 minutes, or maybe not, a little bit less than 30 minutes, and we already have one campaign. We have, let's say we have one website. All right, of course, we can get, nicer colors, but it's already a functioning website where people can contact you, people can go to the calendar, can go to the welcome event and say, okay, you know what I want to do? I want to sign up to this one, right? Or because I was already signed up, I want to cancel my confirmation, right? And or you can go again and say, okay, you can also leave a comment. You can say this, looking forward to this event, and you can have already conversations happening on your website. You also have a donate button. We will do that now in a minute, but just for you to know how this website looks for someone who is not logged in, it should be something like this. This pro-European campaign, join our movement for a car-free EU bubble, and then we go here to calendar, and then there's a welcome event, and then people will be able to sign up. What's cool about this system is that it's not only a website that actually converts, which is great, but it allows you to manage the activity in your community by automating a lot of things. One of my favorite is to automating the ladder of engagement. So for example, I said, if you sign up to the welcome event, I want you to go to this path and to mark that you have confirmed your place. That means that if we, for example, I'm going to make this up, I'm going to say John Smith, john@gmail.com, and then I'm going to come with some people. It gives you also options about privacy. I don't want I don't want my information to be displayed on the website, but this can actually be cool to showcase social proof. Send me email updates, send me messages, perfect. So, this is all GDPR compliant. I already have, I am already prompted to email my friends about this, to share something on X. I'm not logged in because I have a few problems with the ownership of X, etc. But the most important thing is that now we have a new person here that we can easily, we can go and say, okay, that person has RSVP'd to the welcome event. All right, I think I didn't save the changes before, but this is how it would actually look like. And then the way that I would do it is I would go and check my path and see who, okay, I now have 2 people who RSVP to the welcome event. Maybe I need to make sure that they come. Maybe I need to give them a call because I need a volunteer for this welcome event. So I know at which stage each one of them are. Finally, okay, so here is the research completed in 10 minutes. They have checked 34 sources, which are I would say relevant. Some of them might not be as much. Here you have a summary. So Bloomberg, The Guardian, Euronews, Politico, etc., Healthy Belgium. And now you have a really, really in-depth research on this issue. Probably no one can get to this point in 10 minutes. And that is, what's incredibly powerful. All right. So again, remember what I was doing. Like, okay, from this, I want you to select, no, sorry, this is the ground prompt. And so now I'm going to say, I want you to look at this research and give me the most surprising things. And then based on this, I can have a conversation, right? So you can also do this for political research and say, okay, what are the issues? What are the frames that are being used by the different players on this issue, etc. And you can have a conversation. You can use this for training your volunteers. You can create talking points for your volunteers, etc. Okay. Okay, this is particularly slow today, but it is what it is. We said 1 hour, and we're going to deliver on that. We're going to finish a little bit earlier. But this is interesting. It's giving you interesting angles, personalized angles. Brussels as having one of the worst traffic problems in Europe, and it's getting worse. Why it matters. It's also about the economy. The EU institutions contribute to the traffic problem despite their green policy. So that is also something that you can use. It's able to identify that there is an EU cycling group with 2,700 US staff. Okay, so maybe you can add that to the stakeholders or the people that you need to reach out to for your campaign. And this goes on and on. Today is particularly slow, but the idea of all this, and probably we can, point, the point is almost made, but the whole idea is that these tools can be they are really democratizing advocacy. And now, even if you don't have resources, by paying $20 a month, and by using, even you don't want to use systems like nationbuilder, then you don't use them. It's okay. It's okay. But with a very low budget, you can start campaigns. Okay, so here I think I'm gonna jump this in the interest of time. But then, of course, I say, okay, this is how I get my messages for the about page, right? So on the about page, that feels human and real, not only saying what we are doing it, but why, it has to include storytelling. And as you know, as users of ChatGPT, everything that we have done in this chat, it's being used to provide an even better responses, right? So the only thing you would do is to copy all this into your website, and that's it. More interesting things, how to create a social media calendar in just 1 minute. Well, firstly, you can create, we can create one visual. Let's create a new visual. Let's do this from the beginning. I think we have time, okay? So here I have no, I'm gonna make this even, generate one image for this campaign. It has to be a strong visual element, only one, that we can animate and augment later. And it must convey the message of our campaign. Okay, perfect. So let's see, maybe with a simple, sometimes we are very complicated with our prompts, and as in life and in communications with AI, sometimes less is more. So in this case, let's see which image we have created. We're gonna have, let's see what visual element that is. Let's see. We're about to find out. And this is exactly what I was telling you about. Right now, ChatGPT is incredibly slow today, and indeed, there is a problem with the high demand. Perfect. Well, in that case, I must say this happens very rarely. Uh, let's try again. Say, try again, please, using fewer tokens. Okay. Token, for you to know, is the measure of effort that these systems have. So the more tokens they use, the more effort they are making, the more data they are using, the more energy consumption, the more everything. So although these systems are really good at optimizing the effort, sometimes it helps to say, don't try as hard. Just give me something light. Okay, so it seems that we have now something perfect. Perfect. So now we have this. This one is still very busy. It's still very busy. I would say only one single element, right? Because I can see, I can see. Firstly, I see a lot of cars here, so that doesn't make sense to me. Or maybe what we can do at this point, to be honest, let's create a LinkedIn post, and then, why do we need to create it with AI if it's not giving what we need? We can say, for example, bike, okay? Bike city. Perfect, okay. So I really like this one. Okay, perfect. So let's do it like this. Also, when AI doesn't work, when AI doesn't deliver, then, or yeah, let's use this one. Then go to the all good bank of images from softwares like Canva. Okay, we're gonna be this the last thing we're going to do, and we're gonna have more time. We're gonna finish this ahead of the schedule. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. We were able to download it. Okay. So it's asking. Okay, perfect. Okay. So it's asking me to add something to it. So let's add photos. Let's add an element which is e-bike. Let's add something somewhere here. Okay. Let's make this our logo. And then I think now it is the perfect. And now we're gonna go to the runway, and we're going to say we're going to dashboard, we're gonna generate a video, we're going to include this asset. Of course, at this point, if you are still watching, you realize that this is by no means how a campaign should be run. but I'm pretty sure that you are getting the point. And that this also helps you. One of the things that we can do here is so we can augment this. We can expand video. Okay, so let's do something. Let's go to generate the video. I don't like this because it's okay. We're gonna do it better like this so that there's movement forward. And then say animate this image. The bicycle keeps rolling. Okay, so I want a 5 seconds video. Perfect. And then this tool also gives you the option to augment and to expand a video. So for example, this tool Runway would be able to fill the black, like the black and white, or especially like the black sides with more images of the city that they don't know. Really, they don't know what it is, but they are able to expand this. Okay, now we have this. I love this one. Finally, we have a video that we can use. We're gonna download it. We're just about time. We're going to create, I think, let's do a campaign for Instagram, where we think most of our people are. So search for Instagram story. We're gonna create it. Sometimes I'm gonna create it. Social media, Instagram, TikTok video. We are going to upload. Now, I don't like this TikTok video because I think I'm gonna be using. I just want a good old. Let me see, mobile video. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we're gonna have this video here, and then we have this video. What we're going to do is we're gonna ask ChatGPT to give us headlines, and that can go together with the video, call to actions or things to raise awareness, right? Messages to create awareness. So what I'm going to do here is, okay, so this one element, okay, we could have used this as well, but now let's finish the job. Okay, so we will say, sorry, I'm just excited because we're about to finish. Producing excellent. So I say 50 headlines, no more than 10 words each, in a table that I can download. All right. Let's see, we're gonna get that, and then we're gonna have effectively, and by all means, find someone with better criteria for graphic design and video edition than I am. But this is just to show the point that here what we can put, we can leave it white, and then we're gonna put it, for example, in a lively color. Okay, something like this, and then something like this. Okay. ChatGPT is hijacking my presentation today, but I don't give up. What we're going to do now is, I'm gonna go ahead a little bit, is you are going on Canva, you're going to download this app in this app store. You're gonna download one called Bulk Create, right? And actually, yeah, I can use the one from yesterday. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to upload the data, for example, here. I'm going to add, and then I'm going to say here, this piece of text is going to be connected to this data, okay? And then those are the messages that I started. I tested this yesterday. Thank God, I'm always ready. And so automatically, I will generate 50 designs, one after the other. That's why I didn't want to use video, but I think you get the point, where actually you have already, imagine you only need to put your logo, maybe you need to adjust this a little bit, but you already have 50 videos ready to go, and to start posting on social media. Even you can do this automatically. You can post this automatically. Of course, in the copy of the videos is go, for example, welcome, you can say, thank you, create a social media post for LinkedIn, uh, encouraging people to subscribe and join the welcome event. And we're gonna have that in a second. I'm rushing, and during the actual workshop next week, we're gonna do things properly. I'm gonna explain also how to prompt. But this is also, again, all I'm saying is like, I've seen worse campaigns than this. I've seen worse campaigns than this. Then what you would go is you would go here, you would post on your LinkedIn, and then you would create this. You will put an event, a link to the welcome event, and there you go. Welcome event is gonna get the preview, and then you're gonna attach. You can even attach the video. Imagine that we downloaded this with a message, and it's next, boom, ready to go. Your campaign is up and running. So not only your campaign website, but also the preparation. How are you gonna be prepared to receive all these people? We've been for I think less than an hour. We're gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for staying with us, and thank you so much also for considering joining us next week. It's next Friday. We're gonna be together from 9 until 4 p.m. It's gonna be intense. You're going to receive all the training in one day. You're going to walk out of this room, with a campaign ready to launch. So thank you very much. Hope that was fun. And yeah, let's let's fight for a more sustainable, car-free EU neighborhood. Thank you so much.